Good afternoon from beautiful South Florida. The purpose of this video is to provide some response to the special message provided by the National Conference of Bishops last week on the subject of, as they called it, immigration. As background, I'm the son of an immigrant. I was raised mostly in Europe as a youngster, France primarily. Raised a Catholic, I have visited many of the Catholic religious sites, including Lourdes, Domremy in France, where Joan of Arc was born, and the Vatican this year. During the Jubilee, I went to the Vatican and also saw Pope Francis, where he was laid to rest in the Papal Basilica of Mary Major, or as the Italians call it, Maggiore, I think. Maria Maggiore, I believe. Let's get right down to business. So there were three things that the bishops stated last week that were of interest to me that were in the public relations arena. Number one was that stopping abortion is still the preeminent issue. Number two is they also discussed their ongoing efforts to prevent transgender surgeries, especially at Catholic-related hospitals. And third, they put out a special message. They don't do that every year. This special message was against immigration deportation. Their special message was designed to support the stopping of deportation of, I call them illegal aliens, they call them immigrants. So the reason for this video is to provide a conversation or a critique of the special message by the bishops. First, let's go look at a clip by Tom Homan.
So according to them, the message we should send to the whole world is that if you cross the border illegally, which is a crime, don't worry about it. If you get ordered removed by a federal judge after due process, don't worry about it, because there shouldn't be mass deportations. If that's the message we send to the whole world, people are still going to put themselves in harm's way to come to the greatest nation on earth. They're going to spend their life savings to give it to a criminal cartel. And we saw during the Biden administration, when there was no immigration enforcement, over 4,000 aliens died making that journey, historic record. 250,000 Americans died from fentanyl, historic record. Secure borders saves lives. I wish the Catholic Church would understand that. We have the right to secure our borders like they have the right to secure their facility. You can't enter their facility without getting arrested. Matter of fact, the penalties for entering their facilities are much worse than ours. So, we're going to force the law, and by doing that, we're saving a lot of lives. Secure borders saves lives. And one of the reasons no one talks about why we have the most secure border in the history of this nation is because exactly what ICE is doing. ICE is sending a message to the whole world: don't give your life savings to come to the country, because you're not going to be released. You're not going to cross the border illegally, you're going to be prosecuted. So the Catholic Church is wrong. I'm sorry, I'm a lifelong Catholic. I'm saying it as not only a border, I'll say it as a Catholic. I think they need to spend time fixing the Catholic Church, in my opinion.
Next, before I get into the discussion about their special message, let's look at a clip from an angel mom on the subject of terminology. She's called an angel mom because her son was killed by an illegal immigrant, or illegal alien, excuse me.
Absolutely despise the word illegal immigrant. A legal immigrant is somebody who follows the process and come here legally. An illegal alien who crossed the borders, overstayed your visa, they're illegal aliens. The media needs to stop confusing people by calling them immigrants, because they are desensitizing people to the legal term illegal alien. You look at federal code, it says illegal alien, not the immigrants.
So let's get into the special message. So the first thing is, why do I think I can even do this as a Catholic? Am I not subservient to bishops? And the answer is yes, but at the same time, I have a duty, and St. Thomas Aquinas and St. Paul and a bunch of others have all spoken about the duty to speak out when you see something wrong, even if it's bishops that you're talking to. So I see something wrong and I'm speaking out. Not only do I think that bishops were wrong, I think they actually made things worse by putting out their special message. The way they made things worse is, since their preeminent issue is abortion, you would think any focus coming out of the conference would be on their preeminent issue of stopping abortion. Well, I don't think abortion is talked about anywhere with regards to the press releases that I could see or the information coming out from the media. The legacy media were all attacking basically the Trump administration's role in deporting illegal aliens. Looks to me like they missed an opportunity, they being the bishops, missed an opportunity of reiterating their stance on stopping abortion, which, oh, by the way, is supported by the Trump administration and by conservatives in general. And their second issue, stopping transgender operations, guess what? It's also the Trump administration and conservatives in general that are against transgender operations. So their special message actually provided cover for people who are pro-abortion, pro-transgender, and anti-Trump. There's where I think that the bishops made their biggest error. Their special message resulted in focus upon illegal alien deportation and not on what they said was their preeminent issue. If it's their preeminent issue, that should have been their focus. Well, it wasn't. So let's get into the special message itself. First of all, the use of the word immigrant was wrong in their special message. If they wanted to be properly communicating, they should have said illegal immigrants, or as the angel mom said, legally speaking, should be illegal alien. But if they didn't want to use that term, they should have used illegal immigrant. Why? Because they said that basically we were deporting immigrants. We're not deporting immigrants. We're deporting illegal aliens. The implication of their special message was that the United States of America is anti-immigrant. We're not anti-immigrant. We're anti-illegal alien. So the special message was wrong on both counts. Next, the special message made a short comment on the fact that they are in support of a strong border. Yes, that's good. However, they failed to connect the fact that a strong border is made strong by both protecting the border itself and by enforcing immigration laws. If people are rewarded by being able to stay in our country by illegally coming into our country, then the purpose of the border is non-existent. You have to enforce laws. The fourth item from the bishops, which was incorrect, was they said we should be reforming our immigration laws. Well, guess what? We have immigration laws, and they work. If people follow them, they work. If some people can't get into our country, there are reasons why they can't get into our country. Just like in the old days, over 100 years ago, when people were inspected at Ellis Island, yes, inspected, for diseases, if they were sick, they were not allowed into our country. They had to go back. There are many reasons why conservatives, why a lot of independents, think illegal aliens should be deported. Let's just talk about one, because it's pertinent to Jesus. Does everybody remember why Jesus was born in Bethlehem? The Roman Empire had required that everybody go back to where they came from, their land of their ancestors, to do a census in order to figure out taxation. The reason why I bring all that up is there are two reasons here that conservatives are interested in, Republicans are interested in, a lot of independents are interested in deporting illegal aliens. One of them is the census coming up in 2030, like it did in the past, counts illegal aliens. When you count illegal aliens into the census, then some areas get a lot more congressional seats than they deserve just based on American citizens. About 20 to 40 additional House seats go to the Democrats because of illegal aliens. That violates one person, one vote rule. We are a Democrat republic, which means we democratically elect representatives. But if some people get way more representatives, that's not very democratic. And the second reason into this Jesus comparison is taxation. Who is paying for illegal aliens in this country? It's not the people that don't work, it's people that work, people that follow the law. They're the ones that are paying with their hard-earned money through taxes, through the government, back to illegal aliens. The special message also discussed a climate of fear and anxiety, and the fact that you grieve when you have to console somebody who's separated from a loved one, and you talk to people who are scared of sending their children to school. The United States is offering cash and free travel and safe travel to get people out of this country. We're not kicking them into the ocean. We're not kicking them into the Rio Grande. We're not making them travel the way the Roman Empire made Mary travel at their own cost. We're offering to pay for them to travel safely back to their homes. And oh, by the way, this is probably a good time to bring up the fact that Catholic Charities spent money helping illegal aliens coming into this country. Catholic Charities went outside of our borders to assist people coming into this country. They went ahead and helped them inside this country with support services. That's all why I stopped giving money to Catholic Charities. And if you're interested, at the end of this video, I have another issue with the Catholic Church, which caused me to not want to go to church as often. Back to the special message. The bishop said we oppose the indiscriminate mass deportation of people. It is not indiscriminate. We are discriminating by picking people who are illegal aliens. Yes, the government is attempting to go after criminals first, and if they pick up anybody else, then they go for those too. Oh, by the way, if people illegally get a driver's license, if people illegally get a commercial driver's license for trucks, if people illegally get food stamps, if people illegally get Medicare, Medicaid, all those things, then guess what? They're just making matters worse for themselves. But all illegal aliens need to go away in order for us to have a secure border. We're near the end of this video, but I'd like to bring up one of my 5 main heroes. It's Mother Teresa. And I'd like to read something that Mother Teresa wrote that's in this book. In the silence of the heart, God speaks. If you face God in prayer and silence, God will speak to you. Well, I always took that to mean, to translate in my words, prayer is speaking to God, and meditation or being silent, you're listening for an answer. I believe that the bishops may have been too noisy at their meeting. There were 5 bishops that voted against the special message and 3 that abstained. It would be a great idea, I think, for the bishops to go back and get the information again from those 8 people about why they voted against the special message and why they abstained. I think that's important for the bishops to do some reflection. I'd also like to point out that there's been a resurgence of people, at least as far as the New York Post is concerned with regard to New York City Catholic churches, a resurgence of people wanting to become Catholics. One of the main reasons for that is Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was killed because of what he was saying with regard to maintaining some strong principles. Yes, anti-abortion, like the bishops. Yes, anti-transgenderism, like the bishops. And yes, anti-illegal aliens, not like the bishops. It's interesting, isn't it, that this special message actually, at least in my opinion, stokes violence against political figures and people like me who are anti-illegal alien and pro-deportation of illegal aliens. I think that the bishops need to do some reflection on this one also, my suggestion. Now, I love all you bishops. I know you're all good people. I think you were misguided. I think Tom Homan, as he said, I'm a Catholic, and I think the bishops were wrong. And I'm proud to say that as a Catholic, I can say those words in accordance with the teachings of our religion, such as St. Thomas Aquinas. I pray that some of my words might make it to some of the ears and hearts of the bishops. I don't have a big solution for the bishops now, because I know that the conference has ended. But I do believe that it would have been better for the bishops to have initiated actions to perhaps help illegal aliens after they're deported in their home countries. I think assisting missionaries, maybe building hospitals, schools down in their countries from where they came, maybe putting in a development just for illegal aliens to move out of our country. That would have helped both the United States of America and illegal aliens, and give them a place to be while they work through the legal immigration system. That would have been a solution that the bishops could have possibly spoken about. But no, you guys spoke about how to use other people's money to do what you want. It's never a good way of doing business. Thank you for watching this. God bless you, every single bishop, individually and as a group. Thank you for what you do. I humbly and respectfully pray that my words may be heard with the sincerity that I say them, and the rationale for my words be understood. I love this country. I love the Catholic Church. I believe that this country needs to be strong, or else the world will fall apart into a multitude of little pieces, each one run by a despot, an autocratic regime. That freedom will be hurt. The United States of America is needed to maintain freedom throughout this world. I know that strong freedom is not in existence throughout this world, but it'd be in a lot worse shape if the United States of America wasn't strong. Look what happened under, I'm going to say it, President Biden. Ukraine was attacked, Hamas attacked Israel and did those atrocious things. Iran was getting close to having a nuclear weapon, on and on. And under a Republican administration, under President Trump, those things are either stopped or getting stopped. The world is improving. And this special message from the National Conference of Bishops hurt those activities by a Republican administration, which is also anti-abortion and not supportive of transgender operations, especially for minors. I'm sorry that the bishops went down the path they did. God bless every single bishop. God bless the United States of America. Now then, the reason why I no longer go to Catholic service as much. The Archbishop of San Francisco declared a ban on Nancy Pelosi receiving communion. She never appealed it within the 10 days to him, the 30 days to the Vatican. 2 years later, when she's in the Vatican, she receives communion. That was a slap in the face to Orthodox Catholics. That was a slap in the face to the Archbishop of San Francisco. That was actually a pro-abortion stance. It implies to me that the church may be thinking more about the number of people attending church and or the amount of money that they get than they are looking at what the right principles are. That murder of a baby in the womb is still murder. You can't be in support of that, Mother Church, but you appear to be in support of it. Now, Pope Francis passed away, may he rest in peace, but the appeal by Nancy Pelosi to the Vatican has not yet been resolved. Now, I have no way of knowing which way it would go, but I do know that not responding to her appeal is definitely not the way to go. The foot dragging by the Vatican, I think, is wrong. I believe the Vatican needs to, and I would recommend strongly, respond to Nancy Pelosi's appeal. But, as I stated before, when the Vatican gave communion to Nancy Pelosi, I stopped going to church services as much. I do have a problem with killing babies. So once again, God bless you, and thank you for listening to this. Bye.